A glorious good afternoon to all the ornaments of India here. So I am here to going to interact with you on an interesting topic which you know very well, and you also have a great awareness regarding my topic. So first, before I am entering into my topic, I am going to introduce some of the other information regarding that. So friends, as the citizens of the country, everybody wants the economic development of the country, right? Yes, the economic development based on the capital formation. The capital formation should take place when the financial system works well. In this, the financial system includes financial markets, financial institutions, financial instruments, and financial services. Again, the financial markets includes both the markets. One is capital markets and the second is money markets. Okay. Before 1992, the capital markets development and control has been done by CCI, which stands for Controls Capital Issues and Company Affairs and Markets of Finance. Then, from 1992 onwards, all these actions are going to done by SEBI by using the statutory powers. So, let us discuss what is SEBI. Coming to the SEBI is already formed in the year of 1988 as a non-statutory body. But coming to the year 1992, it became an autonomous body, and in that year it is also received all the statutory powers. Coming to the SEBI, that's why we are calling as the Act of SEBI is 1992. And remember that the SEBI was enacted by the Indian Parliament, and it is going to regulating the capital markets, and it is going to protecting the investors' interests and their investments in the capital markets. So friends, this is the some of the other information regarding the SEBI. So today's my topic is understanding the functions and impact of SEBI. So let us see the functions of SEBI. Coming to the functions of SEBI, the functions are grouped into different kinds. Let us discuss what are those functions. Coming to the first functions, those are protective functions, and the second functions, they are developmental functions, and number 3, those are regulatory functions, and the last but not the least, the fourth type of functions, they are other functions. So friends, these are the functions. Let us discuss one by one functions in brief. So, let us discuss the first function, that is protective functions. So, coming to the protective functions, as the name suggests that the main focus of the function of SEBI is to protect the investors' interests and their investments in the regulating markets, that is nothing but capital markets. So, in this, let us see the first function, that is protective functions. In that, the first one is price rigging. SEBI checks price rigging. What do you mean by price rigging then? Price rigging means some people, they were used to manipulate the prices of securities. It is nothing but an artificial drama which is played by the brokers. It is called price rigging. So to prohibit such kind of activities, the SEBI is going to take a severe and strict actions regarding the protection of investors and their investments in the regulating markets, that is nothing but capital markets. So second one, that is SEBI prohibits insider trading. Who are the insiders here? Do you know? Okay, insiders are nothing but the persons who connected with the company and acting like managers, promoters, directors. Such kind of persons we call as insiders. Here, the insiders, they able to know a very sensitive information, and they also able to know a topmost secrets regarding the company which may not reveal them at outside of the company. So this kind of information they are going to available, and this type of information they are going to utilizing for their personal benefits in the illegal way. Such process is called insider trading. For example, the managers or directors of a company, they able to know that when the company will issue bonus shares to its shareholders. So this information they may reveal to their friends or to their relatives to make them to buy such kind of securities in the capital markets. So SEBI is going to prohibit such kind of practices, and it is also going to prohibit those kind of activities, and it also look after that to not repeat such kind of activities in the coming future. So this is, and the next protective function, that is SEBI prohibits fraudulent and unfair trade practices. So friends, we just discussed that what are the frauds and what are the cheats which may take place within the stock exchanges. So we don't know that when the frauds or when the misleading practices may take place within the stock exchanges. We don't know that. So this is going to find out by the SEBI, and the SEBI has also having all the statutory powers to seal such type of companies and to take actions on those companies or on those capital markets. So this is fraudulent and unfair trade practices. Here, one more protective function the SEBI has also going to perform. What it means, the SEBI has also going to educate the investors so that able to become to evaluate their shares in the capital markets, and it is also helpful to them to invest in profitable securities. This is nothing but educating the investors. And the next protective function, that is SEBI, we are saying that the main theme of SEBI is to protect the investors' interests and their investments in the securities market. But in order to that, the SEBI has also going to provide various guidelines towards the various persons, and it is also going to giving a great guidelines to protect the interests of debenture holders. It is also one type of protective function. And the next one, that is SEBI has also empowered to make an investigation cases towards the insiders trading and insiders. Here it is also going to entitled to collect stiff fines, and it is also entitled to make a severe action by making them imprisonment. The last protective function, that is SEBI has also stops the illegal practices of allotment of shares in the preferential shares, and it is also stopped all the fraudulent practices which may take place in the capital markets which are unrelated to the securities market. So friends, these are the protective functions, and these are the subkinds which are going to consisting within the protective functions. Let us move to the next functions. Those are developmental functions. So by the picture you can observe what is the development of SEBI is going to doing in the present economy. So let us discuss some of the other developmental functions. Coming to the first developmental function, the SEBI has promoted a training towards the intermediaries. Who are the intermediaries here? You may get doubt. I am here to explain you. Intermediaries are nothing but brokers, sub-brokers, underwriters, merchant bankers, portfolio managers, trustees of the trust deed, etc. These persons we call as intermediaries. So here SEBI is feeling it is its own responsibility. That's why the SEBI is going to train such kind of intermediaries in the securities market. And SEBI has also trying to have various smooth and flexible activities towards the stock exchanges. Let us see what are those. The first one, that is SEBI has also promoted to have online trading through the registered stockbrokers. So friends, one thing you have to observe here, I am saying that through the registered stockbrokers the online trading should be done. Here the brokers, the must should be get registered with SEBI or any stock exchange which is located within the India. Then only such kind of brokers were entitled to act as brokers, and then only they are having a permission to give their services towards the investors in the capital markets. So this is, and the next developmental function, that is SEBI has also permitted to have in underwriting optional, mainly to reduce the cost of issue. And the other developmental function and the last developmental function, that is SEBI has also permitted to have initial public offer through the stock exchanges. So friends, these are the developmental functions, and these are the such kind of developmental functions towards the capital markets. And let us see the next type of functions. Those are regulatory functions. Here within the name we are going to understanding regulating, and what kind of regulation going to doing by the SEBI. What kind of regulations? Let us discuss in the regulatory functions. The first one, that is SEBI has framed a set of regulations by law and surveillance system so as to provide the end users with safety and transparency. While dealing in securities, SEBI has also introduced various kinds of many regulatory measures and code of conduct to various intermediaries. Just before I said that who are the intermediaries. So this is one of the regulatory function. And coming to the next function, that is regulatory function which is going to perform towards the mutual funds. Here the SEBI is also entitled to registering and regulating the working of mutual funds in the stockbrokers. And the next one, that is takeovers. Here the SEBI is also entitled to registering and regulating the working of takeovers of the company. And the last regulatory function, that is SEBI has also entitled to conduct various types of inquiries, inspections, investigation cases in the stock exchanges. You may get doubt, what is the need of conducting of such kind of inspections and audit inquiries? Like I am explaining to you, that is by conducting of such kind of inquiries and inspections, the SEBI is going to found the cheats and frauds which may take place within the stock exchanges. So friends, these are the regulatory functions. And let us discuss the last but not the least, that the functions, those are other functions. Coming to the other functions, there we can observe a lot of other functions under these which are going to perform by the SEBI. Let us discuss one by one other function. Coming to the first one, that is SEBI has registering and regulating the working of underwriters. And the next, that is SEBI has also entitled for registering and regulating the working of depositories, custodians of the securities, foreign institutional investors and credit rating agencies, etc. The next other function, that is SEBI has also registering and at the same time it also regulating the working of venture capital funds, including mutual funds, along with collective investment schemes, etc. And the next other function, that is SEBI has also promoted or permitted to have self-regulatory organizations. And the next regulatory function, that is SEBI has also going to conduct various inspections and along with records. So by maintaining the records or from any banks or from any institutions or from any higher authority which may located within the central or in state. And the next function, that is SEBI has also going to conduct various types of audit inspections, inquiries towards the stock exchanges, including mutual funds, underwriters, and self-regulatory organizations. And it also includes other persons who are connected with the securities market. And the last other function, that is SEBI has also calling for the information from any agency or from any institution or from any banks, etc. So friends, these are the different kind of functions which are going to perform by the SEBI. They also have a lot of functions, but these are the mainly functions which are divided into particular types. And let us discuss impact of SEBI. You are getting a very enthusiasm to listen the impact of SEBI. I am understanding that. So before going to impact of SEBI, I want to discuss some of the regulations which are implementing by the SEBI. So let us discuss what are those regulations. Coming to the regulations, here we can list many regulations under the SEBI. Let us discuss what are those. The first one, share price and premium determination, and the second is share on control brokers, and the third is underwriters, and the fourth, SEBI's control on mutual funds, and fifth one, that is insider trading. So here coming to the first one, that is share price and premium determination. Let us discuss how the share price and premium amount going to determined. So according to the new rules, now the Indian capital markets, they are free to determine the share price and they also free to determine the premium amount on those shares. But there is one condition. Do you want to know it? Yes, I am here to explain you. The condition is nothing but the determined share price and the determined premium amount should be applicable equally without showing any discrimination among them. This is the condition that the SEBI has put to them. And the second regulation, that is control on share brokers. Coming to the control on share brokers, here we know who are the brokers and what the activity going to be done by such brokers. So I am saying that here many of the investors in the present economy, they were unable to having enough time to check their transactions in the stock exchanges. So in that particular situation, these are the brokers, they are very helpful towards the investors. Here the investors takes help through the registered stockbrokers. Here coming to the control on share broker, the SEBI is going to announce that the share brokers must and should get registered with SEBI or any stock exchange which is located within the India. So this is what going to announcing by the SEBI. And the next one, that is underwriters. So friends, first of all I want to ask you one thing. When the underwriters are able to going to act their perform or acting their works towards the investors. So here I am going to saying that the underwriters should going to act when they are going to consisting of 20 lakh of assets. So this is a minimum limit they have to maintain. So here according to the new directions, the SEBI is saying that the underwriters must and should consist the minimum assets up to nearly 20 lakh. When these underwriters are going to consisting of 20 lakh of assets, then only they are entitled to participate as underwriters. And the SEBI has also warning towards the underwriters that their registration may get cancelled if there is any irregular activity found by SEBI in the purchase of shares issue. And the next regulation, that is SEBI's control on mutual funds. Here according to the SEBI's Act 1992, it has decided to help the mutual funds, and it has also decided to take over the direct control all the mutual funds of government and private sector. Here, the companies wants to float that the mutual funds should possess up to 5 crore. Among that 5 crore, which should consist at least 40% of contribution from the promoter side. So this is what SEBI's control on mutual funds. And the next one, that is control over foreign institutional investors. So here, according to the new rules, the SEBI has also providing, or it is also inculcating a lot of opportunities towards the foreign institutional investors here. Here, foreign institutional investors are going to participate in the capital markets only when they are registered with the SEBI. Then only they are entitled for the participation in the Indian capital markets. If they will not register with SEBI, then they are not at all entitled to participate in the Indian capital markets. According to the new rules, the SEBI has also decided to give a directions towards the foreign institutional investor. And the last regulation, that is insider trading. So friends, we just discussed in the introduction of SEBI, that is who are the insiders here. So most of the companies and most of the workers, they were usually adopting a malpractice within the Indian capital markets. So this is going to be a big problem in the present economy. As per the Act of 1992, the SEBI's Act is saying that, and which will also ensures the honesty in the Indian capital markets. And it is also developing a feeling of faith among the investors to come forward and invest within the capital markets. So this is what insider trading. So friends, we completed the regulations of which are doing by the SEBI or which are implementing by the SEBI. Let us know the impact of SEBI now. So I want to pose you one question, that is, are you able to noticing any impact in the present economy by the existing of SEBI? Yes, by the existence of this SEBI, there will be a broad change within the Indian capital markets. Let us discuss what are those impacts. The first impact, that is, SEBI has also stopped the illegal practices which are going in the Indian capital markets, and there is also a great growth of corporate sector which is increased by public offers and right issues. And the second impact, that is, SEBI has also made a lot of changes within the Indian capital markets, that is shifting of manual trading into online trading. Here the online trading is very useful and it can also reduce the fraudulent and misleading and illegal practices which may take place within the stock exchanges. And the next impact, that is, SEBI has also doing various kinds of, and it is also educating the investors by the protecting of them from the fraudulent and illegal practices. So these all are the impacts we have and we are noticing in the present economy, and there will be a lot of impacts in the present economy. By the existing of this SEBI, there is a lot of development in the stock exchanges, and we all also are noticing that what kind of impact we are seeing in the day-to-day life. So coming to the SEBI, every person is responsible to know about the SEBI and to know the regulations of the SEBI and to know the role of the SEBI in the present economy. As the citizens of India, we want to develop our economy. That's why we need to know the impacts and the regulations and the role of SEBI. So coming to the SEBI, I want to say one thing. The SEBI was established mainly for the protection of investors here, and all these functions just before we discussed, they all are saying only one thing, that is to protect the investors in the Indian capital markets. Here the SEBI has to inculcating a feeling of faith among the investors to come forward and to invest into the capital markets. So friends, finally my conclusion is that SEBI was established to protect the investors and their investments in the registering of capital markets, and the second one is to promote the development and to regulate the capital markets or securities market. So friends, we also noticing one thing, that is in 1990s there was a gradual increase in the number of scams which were held in our country, but by the existing of this SEBI there was a gradual decrease in the number of scams and in the last few years. So the best example for the scams, that is the reduced of the scams, the best example is Satyam computer scandal. So before 7 years it was a big scam which is happened in our country, and it is also bring a big disaster in our country. So this is one of the scam that we are noticing, and we can also include this. These are the implementations which are going to done by SEBI. So friends, this is the topic I am discussed with you. So let us keep hope that the SEBI will keep the same role and the same playing in the coming future forever and ever and ever. So soonly the Indian capital markets were going to provide a benchmark for the world's financial markets in the future. So friends, I hope you understand very well, and this is my topic here. I came with here with a broad information. I want to give my side a broad and a detailed information regarding the SEBI. So today I have done that. So I am going to thank for giving this opportunity towards my secretary, who is none other than Praveen Kumar sir, and he is a great such personality. Why means he is inculcating such kind of facilities towards the students to bring out or to focus their talent to the outsiders. And the next is I want to thank to my mentor. She is Lakshmi madam. She worked hard towards me for day and night, and especially thanks to my beloved principal, that is Narasimha Reddy sir, and also thanking you all my teachers, and also special thanks to my friends who are watching me. So, and I also thank to my parents to send me here to give a life to you. So thank you for all and everyone. A very special thanks for watching this program. Thank you.